Carbon dioxide enters the atmosphere through the burning of fossil fuels, solid waste, deforestation, and also as a result of other chemical reactions such as cement production. Normally, CO2 gas emitted into the atmosphere is removed in roughly equal amounts by oceans and plants. However, since the 1700s, humans have put CO2 in the atmosphere at a faster rate than it can be removed naturally. Therefore, CO2 is considered one of the 4 primary greenhouse gases.
Methane, or CH4, is a main component of natural gas. It is also a greenhouse gas that affects climate. Methane is 20 times more effective in trapping heat in the atmosphere than does carbon dioxide. CH4 is emitted during the production and transport of coal, natural gas, and oil. Methane emissions also result from livestock, certain agricultural practices, and by the decay of organic waste in municipal solid waste landfills.
Nitrous oxide is emitted during agricultural and industrial activities, as well as during the combustion of fossil fuels and solid waste. Although it is one of the 4 primary greenhouse gases, reducing nitrous oxide emissions poses a challenge because it is a natural byproduct of agriculture.
CFCs, or chlorofluorocarbons, are synthetic, powerful greenhouse gases that are mostly emitted from the creation and/or use of refrigerators, sprays, air conditioning systems, foams, and aerosols. The CFC gas is the only type of greenhouse gas that is produced by humans.
The satellite era began with the Landsat satellite program in 1972, where on July 26, the Earth's Resources Technology satellite was launched. Throughout the time period of 40 years, the Arctic has been showing rapid changes in terms of characteristics of itself.
In meaning, the biodiversity, minimum maximum extent, and thickness has declined rapidly compared to before the satellite era. In 2008, the extent of the summer ice cap was at near record low, only 9.01% greater than record low in 2007, and 33.6% below the average extent of sea ice from 1979 to 2000.
According to the University of Bremen, in September 2011, the Arctic ice cap was smaller than ever before recorded since the satellite measurements started in the 1970s. Since 1970, the Arctic ice cap's minimum and maximum extent has been declining. Moreover, 26% of biodiversity has so far declined over the 40 years.
Arctic temperatures have risen more than twice as fast as the global average over the past century. The speed of change has shocked the world, and scientists predict that the Arctic will show even more rapid changes over the next couple of years.
Greenhouse gases trap heat rays from the sun on Earth, causing the temperature to rise. The ice caps at the Arctic will melt due to the heat. Animals living in the Arctic will experience heat and a smaller habitat as ice caps are slowly melting away.
Simply put, people are greatly responsible for the cause of rapid change in the Arctic. Fossil fuel burning is responsible for climate change because it increases the concentration of CO2 in the atmosphere, which alters planet's energy budget and causes the Earth's surface to increase in temperature. The global average temperature increased because of human activity, mainly.
We can see the rapid change in the Arctic surface probably because the 1970s was a period of time where industrialization began. Hence, massive amounts of carbon dioxide from these fossil fuels would have been emitted.
Another huge cause to increase in global temperature is because of deforestation. Between 1991 and 2000, the total area of the Amazon rainforest cleared for ranching and roads rose from 41,500 to 58,700 kilometers squared, a total of more than 6 times that of Portugal. Deforestation causes global average temperatures to increase because the action decreases the amount of trees we have in our environment. Without the trees, the amount of carbon dioxide in our atmosphere won't decrease. Here is the greenhouse effect / diagram model. Now, this diagram shows that, first of all, the visible light emitted from the sun goes towards the Earth's atmosphere. Of that visible light emitted, 50% gets reflected and the rest enters the Earth's atmosphere. Then, the visible lights reach the Earth, then are reflected back out of the Earth's atmosphere in a form of IR. Now, The IR emitted from Earth will react with the greenhouse gases already in the atmosphere, which are CO2, N2O, CFC, and CH4. Well, there are other greenhouse gases such as H2O, but the primary greenhouse gases are the aforementioned like above. Anyways, the IR reacts with the greenhouse gases and are trapped or re-emitted into space. Hence,